early in the morning, Eastern Time in the US, around 1 a.m. EST. The world was shaken by major news. The United States and Israel have launched a joint military operation against Iran. The US side calls it Operation Epic Fury, while media outlets are already dubbing it the Great Battle. President Donald Trump posted an 8-minute video on Truth Social, speaking with a stone-cold face. "We have begun large-scale combat operations against Iran. This is a massive and ongoing operation. We are destroying their missiles, their navy, their nuclear program. We are doing this not for today. We are doing this for the future." He went further, calling on the Iranian people. "When we finish, take power into your own hands. This is your only chance in a generation. The hour of your freedom has come." Imagine this: the President of the United States openly calling for an uprising in another country. Is this diplomacy or just reckless adventurism? Let's break it down step by step, because this story is unfolding right now, and you won't want to miss a single detail. At the same time as Trump's statement, Israel announced a preemptive strike. Explosions rocked Tehran, Natanz, Fordow, Isfahan, key centers of Iran's nuclear program. According to Reuters and BBC reports, the targets went beyond military sites. The office of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and the president's residence were hit. The Pentagon confirmed this is a joint operation using American Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from ships in the Persian Gulf, along with aircraft. Airlines are already massively canceling flights to the Middle East, and oil markets are in panic. Trump warned of possible American military casualties. This is war. Things like that happen. But hold on, isn't this far too casual? A president who promised America first and an end to endless wars is now plunging the country into a new escalation. Was it worth risking soldiers' lives without a clear plan? Think about that, because next we'll dig into the motives. The Geneva talks in early February 2026 completely collapsed. Iran refused the key U.S. demands: full dismantlement of enrichment centrifuges at Fordow and Natanz, removal of all enriched uranium to the United States, and a permanent deal without sunset clauses. Yesterday evening, Trump told reporters, "I'm not satisfied. They're playing the old game." Now picture this. Mass protests are raging in Iran following January's regime crackdowns. Trump clearly saw an opening. The regime weakened by sanctions, protests, and the prior 12-day war with Israel in June 2025. But let's be honest, is this really about the nuclear threat or about political points? Trump has always positioned himself as a master dealmaker, yet his maximum pressure on Iran is the same policy that failed before. During his first term, sanctions were in place, but Iran's nuclear program only accelerated. Now, in 2026, with elections looming, he decides to strike. Doesn't this look like a desperate move to distract from domestic issues, the economy, Epstein file scandals, or disputes with AI companies? As a political analyst, I see a huge risk here. Trump is playing roulette, where the stake is global stability. If the operation fails, it will become his Afghanistan or Iraq. What do you think? Should he have waited for the UN or allies? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because your opinion matters. And stay tuned, because next up is Israel's role. This is the question everyone is asking. Why not the US directly, but Israel first? Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated, "Iran is not a regional problem, it is an existential threat to the Jewish state." After Iran resumed enriching uranium to 90% and tested ballistic missiles with ranges over 6,000 kilometers, Israel truly couldn't wait. But here's the key. This allows Trump to preserve his America First image. The US isn't the primary aggressor, we're supporting an ally. In reality, though, American satellites, intelligence, mid-air refueling, tomahawks from our ships, the plan was developed jointly with the IDF for months. Is this brilliant strategy or just dodging responsibility? Trump let Israel go first, so that in Congress and the Arab world it looks like self-defense, not a new American war. But think about it. If civilian Iranian casualties are high, and reports from human rights groups already indicate they are, the whole world will say, this is an American war fought through Israel. Trump, who criticized predecessors for interventions, is now doing exactly the same. Isn't this hypocrisy? He promised to pull troops out of the Middle East, yet he's sinking us deeper. Imagine the consequences for American families whose sons and daughters are on bases in the region. This isn't a game, it's real lives. Now let's move to the most ironic part, Trump's own words about his predecessors. Here's where the irony reaches its peak. Back in 2011-2013, Donald Trump, then a businessman and TV star, repeatedly tweeted and said in videos that Barack Obama, and by extension the Democrats, including then Vice President Biden, would start a war with Iran because he was weak and ineffective and couldn't negotiate properly.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
In November 2011, he said in a video, our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. He tweeted, in order to get elected, @Barack Obama will start a war with Iran. In 2013, he wrote, remember what I previously said, Obama will someday attack Iran in order to show how tough he is. And President Obama will attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly, not skilled. Those words from 2011-2013 tweets are now spreading like wildfire across social media. But look, today Trump is doing exactly what he criticized. In 2013, he warned that war would be launched for political points. Yet now, in 2026, with his own approval ratings shaky due to the economy and scandals, he launches the operation. Isn't this textbook hypocrisy? Trump always boasted that killing Soleimani in 2020 prevented war, but here we are, with full-scale strikes. He says, I'm doing what Biden was afraid to do. Yet Biden, for all his mistakes, avoided open war and focused on diplomacy. Trump acts impulsively, risking massive escalation. Is this about security or ego? Think about it. If it was bad for Obama in 2013, why is it good for Trump now? This is a question every American should be asking. Share your take in the comments. Are you for or against this policy? Iran didn't wait long. The response was lightning fast. First wave of ballistic missiles on Israel, Haifa and Tel Aviv under fire. Strikes on U.S. bases in Qatar, Bahrain, UAE, Kuwait. Supreme Leader Khamenei, if he survived, promised a crushing response, while the IRGC vowed hundreds of missiles a day. Proxies are activating. Hezbollah could open a northern front against Israel. The Houthis could hit shipping in the Red Sea. Shiite militias in Iraq could target American bases. But here's the criticism. Did Trump underestimate this reaction? He spoke of a quick victory, but Iran can make this war extremely painful. Closing the Strait of Hormuz, and oil prices could spike to $150 to $200 per barrel within a week. Global terror attacks, civilian deaths. As a political analyst, I see Trump is playing chess, but Iran is playing high-stakes poker. His impulsiveness could lead to a regional catastrophe. Imagine American soldiers dying, and Trump says things like that happen. Is that leadership? Stay with me, because the consequences will touch everyone. For the United States, this is a slow-motion bomb. Economy, skyrocketing gas prices. Inflation, stock market plunge. Domestic politics, Democrats are screaming war without congressional approval. Even some Republicans are hesitating. Human cost. Trump himself warned about the deaths of heroes, but was it worth it? His actions could divide the country deeper than impeachment. For Iran, the regime might collapse if protests plus leadership strikes work. But if it survives, it will become even more radical, possibly acquiring nuclear weapons faster. And the world? Russia and China condemn and supply weapons to Iran. Saudi Arabia and the UAE quietly cheer, but Europe is in shock. My view, this is Trump's riskiest and potentially most hypocritical move yet. Better than ignoring a nuclear threat, but far worse than genuine diplomacy. He criticized predecessors for wars, yet now he starts one, possibly for ratings. If the regime falls, victory. If not, we get another forever war with thousands of casualties. Trump bet on Iran's weakness, but history shows the Middle East is full of surprises. Is the risk worth it? What do you think? Friends, this is only the beginning. The operation could last weeks, and the situation changes by the hour. I'll keep updating the analysis daily, so subscribe, hit the bell, and like. Write in the comments, are you for or against the strikes? Is Trump being hypocritical? Will the Iranian people rise up? Your thoughts will keep the discussion alive. Take care, and see you in the next one.